textbook battle is brewing down in Texas, and it could have a major impact on what your kids learn in school, no matter where you live. Join us right now from Austin, where hearings will take place later today, is Peter Ducey. Good morning to you, Peter.
Morning to you. And when the Texas State Board of Education meets here in Austin later today, one of the things on their agenda is going to be proposed changes to the social studies curriculum. And that's controversial because unlike with English or math, where there's really only one way to teach a subject, with social studies you're dealing a lot with history and past events. So it's easy for somebody who's writing a textbook to tell stories about things that happened in the past in a way that's favorable to their personal political beliefs. And things that they are going to be debating here involve the Korean War, Dwight Eisenhower, Martin Luther King, Vietnam, and that's just to name a few. We'll know more about that tomorrow. That's kind of scary if people are going to be trying to tell those stories and teach those things, and they're in a way that's favorable to their views. And as I mentioned last hour, they're expecting a few hundred protesters here tomorrow. Those are people that are in the know, and so they're outraged. But for the most part, a lot of the people that this most affects, American school children and their parents, have no idea what's going on in this building behind me and the impact it could have. I went to the pickup line at a school just a few miles away from here and asked parents who are getting their kids, what do you think about the hearings that are going on downtown tomorrow? And they said, what hearings? Which is scary. Back to you.
That is scary. All right, Peter Ducey, live outside the building there in Austin. So who is in charge of making these changes? A 15-member board down in Texas. Jonathan Saenz is the Director of Legislative Affairs at Liberty Institute and joins us now. So Jonathan, Peter just set it up perfectly, talking about some of these outrageous changes where they would remove references to Independence Day or Veterans Day or Washington or Lincoln or Patton. Who's behind this?
Well, there's a group of liberal left-wing activists here in the Austin area that want to drastically change what our students learn about history and really want to rewrite history to fit their agenda. And the reality is the State Board of Education has done a lot of work to correct the mistakes that an unelected group of educators, or educrats as we call them, made these outrageous changes. Now it's the State Board of Education's opportunity to correct these things, and thankfully they've done a lot of that.
Okay, we've got some names here. Stephen Schaefersman, Kathy Miller, Stephen Green. Who are these people?
Well, the folks you mentioned are kind of the group of troublemakers around this area that, what they want to do, whether it's social studies, whether it's the evolution battle that took place last year, or Bible curriculum, elective courses, they want to attack every aspect of public school. They want to indoctrinate, they want to saturate and really infiltrate public education and put their liberal ideology. One of the ways that you do that is to take out important historical figures that make America great, and that's what they're trying to do, and that's what they're supporting. Not only that, but they're going after Christianity and religion specifically to try to get those things out.
But Jonathan, the other side says, look, people like Jonathan just want to put their conservative imprint on the textbooks.
Well, the reality is, for 10 years, we had social studies standards that fairly and accurately talked about our history, talked about the undeniable fact that Judeo-Christian values have had an impact on our law and government, that people such as Neil Armstrong, last time I checked, he's still the first man on the moon. Why is he being taken out? Why are we not talking about Veterans Day more? Why are we talking about Independence Day less? But who are the people they're talking about more? People like Mary Kay Ash, people like Wallace Amos, a famous cookie maker. I don't remember them having 1,000 patents like Thomas Edison, who's still waiting to get back in.
Man, that is going to be quite a meeting down in Texas. All right, Jonathan Saenz, we thank you very much for joining us today from down in Lone Star State.